Hey there, BB family. I'm Sarah Talks here, and this is our premiere episode of the Secret Society of Superfans. Wait. I hear you. I can hear you from here. So, where is Wicked Unscripted? Well, she's still around. It's still around. It's just getting some work done right now. It's at a facility, to unplug, unwind, and have some WU time. So, for legal reasons, that's all I'm going to say. But to start us off, joining me is the one, the only Sammy. Sammy, how the hell are ya?
I'm really good, Sarah. Honestly, I'm very good. How are you?
I'm great. A little backstory on our origin story for the Secret Society of Superfans. There's a group chat of elite superfans such as myself and Sammy and Allie and Abigail, and we're all talking about somebody. Was it you that posed the question of what our alliance name would be?
Yes, what our alliance name would be. Someone asked me that on TikTok, and so I was like, oh, I have to ask.
I don't know where it came from, but we like it, and then we like that we could do a little hiss moment, incorporate some snaky stuff in there. So it just kind of ran from there. So for the time being, and maybe if this hits off, Secret Society Superfan is going to be our reality show podcast umbrella. We will be doing Big Brother episodes, Survivor episodes, hopefully episodes. Traitors for sure. House of Villains. Yeah. All of that stuff. It's not just me and Sammy. It is Abigail and Allie. They are going to be recording a Survivor episode for you this week. So you're going to get us all. And it'll change around. We'll all come together as a panel of 4. Sometimes it might just be 2 of us. But we're trying some new things. And I'm really excited about it. So I'm glad to have you here. And I'm, full disclosure, really freaking nervous to do this without Abigail because I've never done this without her. So training wheels are off now.
You're doing great.
Thanks. Okay, so I feel since we're going into the final season or final week of the season, which I cannot believe it's already here.
I know this season went by quick. Very quick.
It did. I'm trying not to complain so much about the lackluster that we get into at the end because we ate very, very well.
We did
all season. So with that, I want to touch just briefly on the last 3 weeks. I think let's reflect on it, see how did we get here, because that's going to be really important going into next week for the finale. Also, for our spoiler section, we have all of the BB comics, and we are going to be reviewing those and going through each of those with you guys. So stick around to the end for spoiler section for this BB26 comics. That'll be fun. We're gonna rate them.
Heck yeah.
We're going to tear them to shreds. Yeah. So I want to start with Dire Week. And by Dire Week, I mean Jankie Week. Because really, what's the difference?
What's the difference? What is the difference? I mean, at least they kept the house together this time.
Yeah.
But what a disaster, honestly. Way too long.
They stepped up. At least the competition, they still had to assemble their own comps, but at least they weren't from styrofoam to-go boxes that were getting blown away in some areas. So
it did go better than Dire Fast, admittedly, but I don't know why
wall
they
yellers
do those things for a week, especially because for live feeders, it's so hard to talk game in the backyard, which I understand is part of the making it harder for them, but then it makes it harder for us to know where everyone's at. And the song, every single time someone was saying something interesting, that damn song would start.
I was gonna sing it or play it, but I just got it out of my head, so I'm just gonna refuse.
I'll get goosebumps immediately.
It makes us nauseous instantly, like Pavlov's dog.
I just think it could have been such a cooler week. I understand, if they had done it for a night, okay, that's cute, that's camp, but an entire week,
or at least up until the veto. Maybe the veto winner chooses 3 players to go inside or 2 players to go inside with them.
Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah, if they could have done something more with it, at least. It just was hard to watch.
Because at least then it would be split, but there'd be more of a social element, and you're on the tail end of the week, so it's only a few days that you have to deal with houses being split. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. But
maybe next year they'll do it again and just make it one step better, because they love nothing more than to bring back a twist that no one really gives a fuck about.
But you know what? I will say if they're gonna bring back any annoying twist this season, it could have been worse. We could have had Zombie Week 2.0. So I
Fair.
take Janky World over Zombie Week any day.
Fair. Very, very fair. But although it does, okay, we'll get into that later. I feel like I'm having Zombie Week 2.0.
Yeah.
But that's for later. So yeah, that was my question for you, was like, how did you feel about it as a twist? But then how also in what we saw in Janky Week is that Leah was the HOH, and her nominees were Rubina and Chemo, which, like, again, 0 points for originality here. And then we saw Angela win the veto in a very dramatic fashion, in a very Angela-like fashion.
It was very funny.
Very funny. And she decides to use the veto on Chemo because she wanted to make amends for being on the wrong side of the votes for him, which I thought, like, I gave her so much points for. I think that is a fantastic move. I'm really, really glad that she did that. But then T-Core gets put up as a nominee, and we see the end of T-Core. I wanted to check in with you. Like, how do you feel like each of these players did this week and utilized their power or positions of vulnerability that they were in?
Well, I think Leah made the right call. I know everybody wanted her to put up T-Core and Chelsea because, like, of course, that would have been delicious. I mean, that would have been great TV. But I understand why she went with T-Core, and it did substantially weaken Chemo and Rubina. That being said, I also thought MJ was going to stay loyal to Leah post, like, Janky World, so I also understood her not wanting to, like, put up Chelsea and isolate MJ as an alliance member. But honestly, yeah, it's hard knowing what we know now. But I think
it's really hard to reflect on that. And she did make the right call in the moment. I feel like MJ, Janky World MJ, is the best MJ we could ever hope for.
Agreed.
She seemed like she had a good feel for the game. She seemingly was working very well with Leah. Leah was, in fact, very loyal to her. So, like, Leah did make all these good moves. I get a lot of comments, though, is why take out Rubina, T-Core, Chemo when they don't win anything? They can't win anything. Chelsea holds all the power here, but at the end of the day, there's still 3 votes. And
at a certain part of the game, it matters less about who can win comps and more about the votes. And when you're going so low in numbers, a 3-person voting block is huge. They determine basically whomever goes home the next week. And Leah, she saw a chance to still work with Chelsea because a lot of these players, I think, don't really have a good read on Chelsea. So I understood why she didn't put her up. But,
hindsight,
exactly.
Hindsight.
It's like they don't know what like we Chelsea, know.
It is wild to me. Chelsea is an incredible player in this game, and it is, even as a fan, like, stepping out and removed from what we do and covering the show and watching as a fan, I get it. I get that it could be very easily to root against Chelsea just because she seems to have, like, run away with the game. But at some point, we just really need to stop and appreciate how she has run away from the game. 100%. I feel like she's made some great moves. She's made some bad moves, but those bad moves weren't so bad because the players she's playing with made even worse moves. So she was able to get away with them.
That is true. Yeah, I appreciate Chelsea's game a lot. And like, I always root for, like, any underdog that's still in the house. But I'm still kind of rooting for Chelsea, even though she's a powerhouse. It's just fun to watch her move. I mean, she got MJ to send home her biggest ally. She got Quinn to send home his biggest ally. Like, that's not just being persuasive in Big Brother. That's like being scary persuasive in Big Brother.
I feel like she's kind of, I mean, from what we've seen, what the areas of critique I have for her are going to be jury management and her goodbye messages specifically.
Oh, I know.
I don't know that if we get to the end, depending on who she sits next to, I think a real struggle that the jury's going to have is Chelsea going to be able to articulate that those moves were her moves, that she did the convincing, that she did that? Because right now she's kind of taking this I'm not even a full on Paul approach,
Right.
but I'm seeing a lot of like, I wasn't the HOH. Like, I'm so sorry. This is
Yeah.
not what I wanted. And that worries me.
Well, because people can see through that too, especially once they're
Yes.
out of the house. Yeah, I don't know with this bunch. I would love to sit here and be like, this is exactly how the jury is going to look at it, because these are unpredictable house guests, and it's going to be a bitter jury for sure.
Yes. I can see Quinn trying to look at it objectively, but I also see Quinn recognizing the correlation between Paul and Chelsea and the ownership part of the game. And I could
Yes.
see him kind of like holding that against her,
Yeah.
especially if she's sitting up next to somebody he wants to root for. And Quinn, I feel like could do a good job of articulating that to the jury, and
Agreed.
being the super fan, he could carry a lot of weight in this jury. So
Big time.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting to kind of watch how that all shakes out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna group week 10 and 11 together here. Moving on, like we get inside Jankie World is over. Jankie has been murdered. There's been a moida. Ainsley
I did tear
slaughtered.
up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It was. I didn't tear up. I didn't tear up. I think my jaw was on the ground where I was just like, this is gory. It's
It is
not gory as
gory.
in blood, but it was so dramatic.
They're getting such a big plot line with this whole Ainsley thing. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like Big Brother. It could have just been like a little theme, like, haha, the AI is mad. But no, there's like lore. Now
But
Ainsley's
Jankie's a
mad.
kid.
I
Jankie's a
know.
kid. She could have just come in and grounded him, sent him to military camp, even like.
Right.
But we
No,
went straight
he's a
to murder,
savage.
and Jankie's
He's a
been
savage.
murdered. And Ainsley's red, and she's pissed, and she is pissed that it's so easy to break the human spirit. So she wants to break it even more. And this is wild. You know what though? I will give points to production, because the show has a long history of creating a theme for a season and just letting it
yeah,
fizzle out. About
yeah,
where like we just completely abandoned
yeah.
the theme altogether.
That is, which is what I
So
thought was gonna happen this season. So
exactly. The fact
crazy.
that it's still going on and they still have these like plot points and they're working in a twist, like I'm here for it. And the house guests were told that they were going to have a double at some point. Now they pretended to be surprised when Ainsley announced it was
Right.
going to be a
Yeah.
double.
They
But
knew.
as the house, yeah, they knew. The house guests go back in. MJ wins the HOH. And we're like, yay! Get it, girl. Leah, MJ, Chelsea to the end.
Yep.
Nope.
Chelsea was
Nope.
not
She's
gonna
like,
have it.
nope. She's like, well, and MJ, because her first thought when she first got HOA, she's like, okay, Angela's got to go. And Chelsea looking at her like crickets, like, why? Like, why? Like, why are we shooting for Angela here? Why Angela? And this was the big, and MJ's like, I want her out. I want her out. I want her out. I want her gone. So they decide Angela is the target initially. Angela and Chemo go up on the block. And then in a stroke of MJ curly hair normalcy, because, you know, when MJ's got her curly hair, it's,
Yep.
what is you doing? She, you know, MJ wins the veto. No. Yes. MJ won the veto. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. MJ won the veto and said, you know what? We're going to mix it up. I don't think Angela's a threat anymore, but Leah, who's had my back this entire season, is a threat. Let's go. Chemo, you are safe. Leah, get your ass up there. Like, what?
That was the best move for Chelsea's game and the worst move for MJ's. Like, that could not have benefited Chelsea more and hurt MJ more. I still cannot believe she did this.
I can't believe she did it, and I can't, like, for the listeners, for the viewers, I don't know how to explain to you how it got here. I don't. I don't know what the rationale here was. There were some like MJ is telling Leah, well, Chelsea told me this, and Chelsea said you said this about getting me out in week 2 or 3, like way back, like
Yeah.
Chelsea said this, and Leah's like, but I didn't. That you could literally ask anyone. And then MJ is telling Angela this. Well, Chelsea told me Leah said this, and Angela's like, I've been working with Leah like this whole time, and she's literally never said anything. And while Angel's on the block, it's like she's never said anything like that to me. And
Mhm.
MJ's like, well, Chelsea said, and it's not clicking to Chelsea. I mean, to MJ, the common denominator here.
It's still, I don't think, clicking.
I
Like, I
I
always kind of assumed since they started working together, I always assumed that if the shot came, MJ would take it against Chelsea. Um, and she didn't do any like, or she would have that boring HOH. If I were her, I would have put up Chemo and Rabina. I wouldn't have even put up Angela because Angela does whatever Leah says, and I want to be protected by both sides of the house. I don't want there to be 3 sides of the house. I want there to be 2 sides of the house that are both working with me, like secretly. But she let Chelsea steamroll. I think she's so afraid of Chelsea, and that if she doesn't do what Chelsea says, Chelsea's gonna put her up. And it's like, MJ, like, this is all about numbers right now, kid. Like, you gotta have the numbers.
Do you think that there's like a world where MJ doesn't see Chelsea as a threat, she does an outlet, and still thinks like I could beat Chelsea because I won more?
Yes, I think that
Okay.
MJ thinks that she can beat Chelsea in the end, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that MJ has had a terrible read on this house for like 2/3 of the
And
season
stop.
at least. So I don't think she fully understands that the majority of big moves in the house were through Chelsea. And
Yeah.
that Chelsea was able to keep Angela the easy eviction for herself in the double. So she got everything she needed to get.
I'm just shocked that MJ, being a girl, hasn't picked up on any of like the passive aggressive Cam stuff that with
Uh
Chelsea Cam, the triangle stuff. Like as a girl, like we know. Like if I'm cuddling with a guy and you're making comments to him about his sleeping, like I know that's at me. Like I know that you know what I mean?
of course. Yeah. That's a whole nother thing that like I'm very confused about.
I would be paranoid about it because, like, let's face it, us girls, like, we can be petty queens, and guys can be petty too, but guys can be even more petty than women. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to that, like, Chelsea, I know I would be worried that Chelsea, especially getting down to the end, be like, okay, it's between MJ and Cam. I could get MJ away from Cam and have Cam to myself in this house for a week. Like, those are the things I would be thinking about, even though there's not a showmance between MJ and Cam. There's a flirt mance.
That whole thing is really weird to me.
It's weird. It's
It's just
weird.
weird.
But
It's just weird.
but it's relatable because I feel like everyone has been in a similar situation or known someone or had like firsthand seen this. So it's so familiar
Yeah.
of a situation. But to see it play out in the Big Brother house, it's something that I would absolutely be thinking about if it was MJ. Like,
I mean, when the whole cot thing happened, I was like, the trio's in trouble because like they
yeah,
are having open fights like that. Like, that's not only bad for your alliance, but it's also putting like an unnecessary amount of attention on you three and how you three interact. I don't know. MJ is
what's
really confusing
fascinating
to
to
me.
me though is that fight during Jankie World actually helped that trio more. It
I
helped
know. Yeah.
them look like less of a trio and make the Rubina Tikor chemo more of a solid trio.
Yeah.
They seemed more fragile because they were fighting, and it kind of had
Exactly.
like a Derek Fraser and Tiffany effect almost.
Yeah. That's like pretty dead on, honestly. But it's just like, I don't know. I MJ is very confusing to me as like a Big Brother watcher because she plays the exact opposite of how I would play. And every time I feel like I give her too much credit. I'm like, oh no, she sees what's going on. She's just not talking about it. And then the episode will air in her diary room is like, I have no idea what's going on. It's like, ah.
When I tell you the way the scream I scrumped at the TV because I was watching the episode to see her DRs. Like I was doing the like, what was the reason? What was the reason? Like out loud. And then when she gets in the DRs and she's just like, she had no reasoning, like none, like nothing that made any kind of sense at all
She
for
convinced
anything.
herself into it. I don't know why.
And like to keep winning HOHs that you don't need to win.
That was another thing is I think she shouldn't have
because
even
you want points on your resume. Okay, so we get back in from Jankie World, but the HOH that she won, she was the one that needed to win that HOH the very least out of anybody in the house. She was the most safe. She wins it because one, she wanted it for a resume. That's a dumbass reason if future Big Brother players don't.
Especially when she's already had comps under her belt.
Exactly. And two, because she works in construction and her coworkers would like give her a hard time if she couldn't build a construct candy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had a lot of bad HOHs this season, which has made it amazing. But I think this one honestly takes the cake. Like, at least in those other ones, their allies went home, but they didn't intend on that happening. But she literally sent her probably most loyal ally out the door for no reason.
I think that, and I'm making a note right now so I don't forget, new Patreon countdown, top 10 worst HOH reigns.
That's a good one. Oh my God, that's a really good one.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. That's our next exclusive. That will be our, when we ramp up Patreon again, that will be the very first countdown.
I love that. I already had like 4 into my brain immediately.
So we end up having a double eviction.
Mm-hmm.
And they all pretended to be shocked. Okay. So anyway, Leah goes out. Leah leaves. We have a double eviction. This is it. Double eviction. That is whenever you get that big scary target out of the house. And we're going to go out there and we're going to play an HOH. And Chelsea won by a technicality. That was actually so very exciting.
Oh, it was so hard. Angela
it was between Angela and Chelsea, and Angela was so close. She was only 5,000.
She would have gone after Chelsea big time.
Chelsea would have been closer had she had added another 0 to her answer, but she answered 1,018, I think, and Angela was like 15,000 or something.
Yep.
So the answer was like 10,000 something. It was how many minutes long did Jankie World last? And it comes down to this tiebreaker question, right? And Chelsea wins the HOH. And that's when everybody's hearts collectively broke. We're like, all right, well, Chelsea has won the HOH. What is she going to do with it? What big move is she going to make here? And she puts up Angela and Chemo, the 2 perpetual pawns from the whole season.
Perma pawns, yep.
Perma pawns she puts up Angela and Chemo. We go outside, we do the Survivor style ball pulley thing. And in another exciting moment, Chemo has won the veto. Now you think Chelsea's had a minute. She got put on the spot. Maybe she just put up Angela and Chemo to figure out what are we going to do with veto. Here's a chance. She doesn't even have to make the move. Like, really, if you think about it, Chemo's pulling himself off the block. There's not very many options. This is when she can like target MJ. She can target Cam. She can like target anyone else that's actually a threat to her game. And she's like, Rabina, you got to go because Angela's going home. But oh my God, she fucking told Angela. I missed that during the double. I love that we saw that on Sunday's episode. If you didn't catch it, she was having her meetings and she told Angela that she needed somebody to go up as a pawn against her because Angela's going home to Angela.
Yeah. Yep. I have a lot.
I died inside for her. I just died. So that was the double. It was probably one of the worst doubles I've ever seen as far as like
Agreed.
no moves to be made, no real
Agreed.
moves to be made.
Yep.
There is an argument out there that Angela is a competitor. Angela is good at this game. She is good at this game.
Oh yeah,
She's
for
done very
sure.
well. She's gotten herself pulled off the block time and time again. That in one could say that she is one of the scariest, biggest threats in the house at
Yeah,
this point. But that's from our perspective. That was not Chelsea's perspective
exactly.
here.
That's exactly it. Is that Angela, at least to me, like I actually thought Angela was playing a really good game for what she was given. Maybe
Yeah.
not a good
Yeah.
game in typical Big Brother world, right? But like for the cards she was dealt, the fact that she survived the Crazy Eyes rant to begin with
Yep.
is impressive. Like it really, really is. And to never get the trust back from the house after that, like she survived just week by week, like, and it is
Mm-hmm.
impressive. But to them, she was the easy out, which is why they saved her for so long. Um, and it just drives me nuts because you can tell Chelsea saved Angela for herself because not
Yes.
only is that an easy, bloodless target to have, but then everyone in the jury who was wronged by Angela, like Quinn, would be like, oh shit. So it was a resume builder for her as well. It was very smart, but very annoying.
It was annoying. I But see, that was my problem with the move, though, is that I see all of those things as great things. I just don't know that Chelsea sees them that way.
I
From
know.
the
I can't
camera talks
tell.
I saw, Chelsea made this move because it wasn't going to make anybody mad. And those aren't the kind of moves I want to see.
No,
If
same.
if Chelsea had owned this move and said, "Look, Angela's been pulled off the block time and time again. She's great
Mhm.
at relationship building. She actually has a great resume. Gives very passionate speeches. She has a lot of friends in the jury. Um, she's got to go. She's a threat." But no, it was I want to make this move because this is what everybody wants, and I don't want any blood on my hands.
Yes, Chelsea is trying very hard to play like a bloodless game. And I think she's actually done a really good job at it, but she doesn't think about the jury and the fact that they're going to talk and they're going to
Yes.
compare notes. And they may come out of it being like, Chelsea's a great player, let's vote for her. Or they may come out of it being like, you're a coward, you didn't make any of your big moves yourself. Which way are they going to go with
Yes.
it?
Yeah. And it also going to come down to like, is she finally going to own up to the blood that's on her hands come
Exactly.
finale night? So after the double is over and Angela leaves the house in one of the most iconic ways ever, like
Truly.
the one of up there with Davon's,
Agreed.
you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Love it, love that for her. We go into another HOH and MJ's HOH again. So
Yep.
we're having MJ HOH 2.0.
I mean, look, I gotta hand it to them. I did not think the trio was actually loyal to each other, and when Chelsea didn't put up MJ during the double, I was like, "Oh shit, they really are being loyal to each other." I really thought Chelsea would take a hit at MJ if she got the chance,
Yeah.
but
So
it
we're
is
we're
what it is.
we're teetering into spoiler
That's why
territory.
I
So I'm gonna
stopped talking.
yeah, I'm putting the spoiler banner up. So this is your official spoiler alert. So if you do not want any spoilers, just come back and watch us tomorrow so that we can get the completed view. But like and subscribe, and make sure you leave us a comment. But we're going to talk spoilers now because let's talk about what MJ did. And we're not talking about week 10, even though it's going to sound like week 10, but we are going to talk about week 11, the week we are
Yeah.
currently in, and what MJ has done with her second HOH. Yeah, she nominated Rubina and Kima. So,
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, if she didn't take a shot at Chelsea or Cam already, she's not going to. Um, so that's where we're at.
that's
Chemo and
where we're
Ravina.
at. Chemo and Rubina. We did get BB Comics. We had a veto. MJ won the veto.
Okay, but can we talk for a second about Cam's performance in BB Comics? Because I have Okay, look, these people, these castmates
I
have
love that that was my
already.
very next note because I was gonna say, do you want to start this?
Well,
Look in my notes.
I was gonna say, we only got one round of OTEV, okay, because we're all so bad at OTEV. 30 minutes in BB Comics is 12 minutes more than Felicia's time last year.
Yeah. So every participant in BB Comics except for MJ timed out. Everyone timed out, except for MJ. Cam took breaks.
This is, I am not one of those like snooty fans that hates recruits, but in these instances is when I'm like, okay, I kind of can't stand recruits sometimes. Like this is BB
Cam, I
Comics.
want yes, and I want to just like say it again for the clippy clips we'll pull for TikTok. But Cam took breaks, went in, sat down, meditated, and then went back to the task at hand. Everyone, just so you know, like so everybody knows, this is the point of the game where everyone participates. So we had Chemo, Rubina, Cam, MJ, and Chelsea all playing in this veto, and MJ is the only one that didn't time out.
That's so crazy to me because I feel like every season when they do BB Comics, there's only like one person that times out usually. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. And it sounds like there was nothing super different or special about it. It was like the same BB Comics we're used to. Because a couple years we've had BB Comics be like a weird balance beam kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, with the cardboard cutouts.
yeah,
And then we had one that it was like the swinging from one
yeah.
platform to the other. But yeah, nope, this was the climbing, the zip line, the look, and the
As someone who wants to go on Big Brother, I will admit that BB Comics is one of the competitions outside of the slip and slide that I'm like, I'd be not good at. Like, to the point where I'm worried about being on TV and watching like my like body just kind of flop off of this zip line. But there's no way I would let myself time out. No way. I
Chelsea
would not
though.
take a break.
Chelsea studied competitions and certain tips and tricks for this in preparation for going on this. And I'm just saying, like, if you know anything, BB Comics has been around long enough that there are tips and tricks.
So
Everyone
many.
knows that you do the first one and you just clock the names. You
Yep.
just clock the names. You do a second round for the bottom row. You
Yep.
just clock the names and you put all the names up there. And then you work in pairs of two. Comics 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then you're just staring. You're just staring, and then like photographic memorying, like look that that was yellow up there, I think, and then confirm it, right? So you just go in blocks of 2 the whole way down. This
Absolutely.
is known. People have talked about this. This is kind of like
Yep.
the there's lots of competitions where we're like, here's the trick, like the egg trick.
Yeah.
Quinn knew the shaking of the Quinn
Yes.
would have gotten this.
Oh, Quinn would have gotten it for sure. Yeah, so it's kind of bumming me out that like all these iconic comps this year, like MJ's winning like on default.
Yes, by default. Yes, exactly.
Like,
So let's talk about these comics though, because we are doing great on time. This is exactly where I wanted to hit this.
I
So
got
whoa,
you.
whoa. All right, we are going to start off with the very first boot of the house. Crazy Eyes Matt. Matt Crazy Eyes. His retina is getting ya. I hate that tagline. I think that was terrible.
This was kind of a lazy one, honestly. I mean, I knew they had to go with Crazy Eyes. Totally respect that. But there's just not much to it at all. But he was only there for a week. So it's like, how much lore can we really have of Matt?
This is true. This is true. They can't say like thirsty TikTok guy.
Right. So
I mean, maybe they could. He's making himself very well known.
It's not my favorite for sure.
Not my favorite. All right, listen. Next up for you listeners. Everyone, by the way, if you're listening to this podcast, I love you. Thank you. Spotify, Apple, we love those list stats. But you're gonna want to watch this on the YouTube. So fast forward to like minute marker 34. and check these out with us. But this is Lisa got the glitter critter.
This is by far, in my opinion, the meanest one. I mean, this is so aggressively rude.
It is rude.
It's
Okay, I
so
love
rude.
that they went. I can't look at it. Okay, I love that they went glitter aspect. Of course, you have to.
Yeah.
But like, why are we making her a fucking gremlin?
That's
And
the part I'm so confused about.
The tagline is "Don't feed her edible glitter after midnight."
But like, God, the thing that makes this like even meaner is that Lisa has been very outspoken about her treatment in the house and like specifically the bullying aspect of this. And then production puts out that like
we're gonna see the other girlies in the house, but like they were made beautiful, and Lisa is beautiful. Lisa, by the way, is out here crushing it. I saw her hanging out with fucking Sheena from Vanderpump Rules.
Literally, I would do anything to have a drink with Lisa and Sheena. Like, I will drink all the edible glitter. Like, I will sing "Good as Gold" on karaoke. Like, let's go. Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, we know because like we know Lisa, and we talked. We talked to Lisa, but Lisa is the like chef for Paris Hilton. You know what I mean? Like, Lisa's gorgeous and hangs out with gorgeous people. So I feel like someone on production just got a little jelly and is wanting to be a hater. And
you could have done so much like with her, like her being a cook.
It doesn't have to rhyme.
There was
That's
like
the thing.
so much.
No one said that you had to find a word that rhymed with glitter. It could be the glitter queen. It could be the glitter fairy. It could be the glitter. Yeah, glittery chef. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
but like, I will say, like, outside of how mean it is, am I allowed to swear on this?
Yes.
Okay, great. I do kind of love the cover though, because it is very cunty, and I love that. Like, this
it is very cunty. Yeah.
You know? So like, I'm you know what? I'm gonna take it as an empowering thing instead of like the rudeness that I think it was intended for. And I'm gonna say, like, get it, girl. Like, brat summer. It's cunty. It's campy, and at least it's not boring, right?
It's not. It's definitely not boring. We're gonna go on to the next one. I can't.
This one makes me. This is my least favorite.
I can't.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
I'm so uncomfortable. Yeah. Here's the thing, production. Okay, well, if you're listening, it's Sweet Kitty K. He's a real wiener, and it's literally him as a hot dog with what looks to be like a hot tua kind of moment going on. But I think the hot dog of Sweet Kitty K as a hot dog is supposed to be hitting this guy, but
I just don't really.
It's very suggestive. It's giving fetish, and and it is uncomfortable. And if production is paying attention at all to, you know, the Kenny lore via like pineapples, things like that, like when you're adding all the, I just feel like we're getting crock pot pussy 2.0 from Kenny. And I'm
1,000%. That was my first thought when I first saw it. I was like, really? We're doing this again? Like, we're doing this again.
Okay.
It also doesn't give me his essence at all. You know,
it doesn't.
Like this just, it gives me Uncanny Valley. Like, I think this should be a horror movie.
I will say, okay, I looked at this so many times, but whenever I imported this in to put it in the slideshow, that was the first time I realized that he was actually hitting the guy, and this wasn't a guy just talked to on his wiener.
Right, but I think they're trying to make it look a little like, you know, spit over swallow kind of situation.
I get it, but I'm saying that I thought they were just flat out going for it. It wasn't until I put it on my monitor that I realized there was actual punch being thrown, and the guy's supposed to be like, you know what I mean? I thought it was just a guy spitting on a hot dog wiener, and I thought
it's weird. It's
It's
weird.
weird.
I
We're
rate
gonna
this
move on
one
because I'm uncomfortable.
3 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
Negative 20.
Yeah, 1,000.
Ne-
Negative 1,000. Like I
uh,
hate it.
so much. Okay. All right. Let's get a little bit more wholesome here.
A little bit. Barely
Little,
legal.
barely, little more wholesome. We have young Cedric. Okay, he's barely legal, but he's totally lethal. And what I like about this down here is that we have some of our past BB. We have some nods, some
Yeah.
homages to past BB comics. There's definitely the Nicole Franzel's Wiener Schnitzel. Like, what
Yep.
is the deal with wieners this season?
God.
But
It's not just this season. Big Brother is always throwing these like weird hot dogs and wieners everywhere.
yeah, is that Frankie's down there in the pink?
I think
Maybe.
so, but I don't remember Frankie ever dressing up like that. But it does look familiar.
It does look familiar. And I think that the chicken was it was Jags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I like it. That it's cute. They did the artistry on his face, they nailed it. Loved that part.
Great. It's a little boring to me. I get like the young sector thing. I think that's cute. The barely legal part though is kind of like
that's questionable. But here's my thing with young Cedric they never showcase the young Cedric
on
bits
the show. Yeah.
on the show. So this is not gonna hit at all for anybody who didn't watch the
No.
live feeds.
And people mentioned it in their goodbye messages to Cedric, but they're not showing those on the episodes as much anymore either. So I like it though. I mean, I think it's definitely like pretty solid. I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hit it at a 6 for the artistry of it
Yeah.
all, and it
Just a
didn't
little
make me
boring.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Better. I would take this over Kenny's. Like
And
I would wear a t-shirt with only this on it if
yeah,
I could never see Kenny's again.
exactly that. And now I just have to worry about Kenny showcasing his in the backdrop of his lives.
Right.
moving
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. Come on, Kenny. You know they could have done
Don't do it.
better. Don't do it, man. We'll make you a better one.
Yeah.
This one is one of
Love
my
this.
favorites. Yeah.
Love this. So Brooklyn got the charcuterie thief.
It's cute.
Hide your salami. Again, feels like an innuendo there. Like
Always.
someone was straight up horny or hard up when they made these this year. I'm just saying, like it's someone, yeah. But anyway, Brooklyn's is very pretty. I think they did a great job on her face. I have no notes. This was funny. This is perfect.
Yep.
That actually looks a lot like the charcuterie I gave her.
It does. I thought that
down to the green olives and chocolate.
Yeah, I thought the same thing actually. Also, like if I'm on Big Brother and they're doing BB comics, like this is the kind of comic I want. It makes her look badass. It makes her look hot. It's a funny moment. Like 10 out of 10.
Yes. Yeah, when they just like lean on with the names or anything like nothing. I'm glad I have a name like Sarah where not a lot of weird things rhyme with it, but
right. But yeah, I like it a lot.
I'm gonna rate this one. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Going on to the next one. The Instigator. Which we still haven't gotten confirmation if the house knows that Tucker was the instigator.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. This had to have given that away then. How have they not talked about this that much on the live feeds?
I have no idea. I have no idea what this house. I don't think they probably forgot that the instigator was a thing.
I mean, I kind of did too. To be honest, I don't think he really did that much with it.
I think that they nailed his facial expression here.
Yes.
Except for the billboards of him in the back, like those look really terrible.
Yeah, they really do. They're like not a similar art to like the actual like main focus here.
Like the one over, I'm moving my cursor over it, like y'all can see it. The one on the left where he had the weird mohawk thing, in the orange. Yeah. Why does he why did they give him Hellboy's jaw?
I don't know. The ones in the back, they look more like caricatures.
They
But like
do.
bad ones. Like
Yeah.
they don't really match the art that is like him in front. But this one's okay. Like I don't have like a lot of bad things to say about it. I don't have a lot of good things to say about it, but I will say that for Tucker being the iconic player that he was this season, I kind of expected something a little bit more interesting, you know?
I feel like this could be instigator like that where I feel like it kind of embodies, and the fact that he was the instigator, it kind of embodies like the chaos that he did bring to the
Yeah.
house. His tagline, he'll tuck you up. I think that's cute in a dad
Yeah.
joke kind of way.
Yeah. I'm just not
I give
crazy
it a
about the
7.
background of it. Like, I love his character on this. Like, I think it really
Mhm.
captures his essence, but the background is kind of falling flat.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, like where is he?
yeah.
Like is he in a city? It looks like he's on Broadway, but there's like stock tickers everywhere.
It feels like they didn't really know like what to put in the background, and so they kind of just went with like the many faces of Tuckers. I don't hate it, but I don't like love it.
Yeah, there's words. Chaos ensues.
Expert
Um,
dumped. Something stolen.
yeah. Expect the unexpected.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I think because of him, if I'm taking the background and everything away, like for him, I give it a 7. The Instigator, I feel like is a good name, good superhero slash villain name, and I feel like they captured his personality. I just the
Yeah.
scene itself, like, all right,
Yeah. It's fine.
it's fine.
Not like
Next, here's the thing. This is my hear me out of the episode. Okay, Joseph is rewind. Um, I'm really glad that they didn't do anything about tents. Um,
right. That's true.
his tagline is pausing crime throughout time. The problem with this is I had 4 people ask me.
Like, what's it
They
for?
don't get it. What does it get?
Yeah.
Joseph works at a video store in
Yeah.
tapes, VHS, Be Kind Rewind. Here's the thing. Here's my hear me out of it all. As a comic book lover myself, I think this art and this character and the steampunk look of it all eats. And
Oh, I
I'm here for it.
100% agree. The art of this one, I think, is one of the best. Like,
Yes.
but his face in this one is giving Kenny as a hot dog vibes. Okay, like
Okay,
the
yes,
face
yes,
is
there's
what
that.
kills me because it's like, was this the face in the tent? Was it? Because like that's got to be a little bit what they're
You
implying
did
here. So for those listening who might not be seeing the picture, like he has an orgasm face. He has post
he
nut
does.
clarity right now, and for those who don't know, when he was in solitary confinement, he talked about how all he did was whack off, which no judgment, all God's children. I'm here for that. But like, I kind of feel like the face in this is kind of nodding that very specifically.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very sexual year for BB Comics.
It is a
I'm
very
gonna have to,
sexual year for BB. This is you can't convince me that this is not sexual. It has the clock on there that they had in the have not room when he was in solitary confinement. Like, hello, that's what he's like in the chair.
it
See the
sure shit does. I didn't see that. Yes.
12:42. Yeah.
Mm, shit. Um, well, okay. Meet Dr. Will on his calendar.
Yeah, July
Yeah.
2001.
Okay. But yeah. So this is I'm I struggle with it because as far as like for Joseph's BB comic, if I'm Joseph, I think I love it because
Yeah,
how
same
cool
for
is that to
sure.
hang up in the video store? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
As somebody who has seen all these other comics, the art, like as a comic book lover, love the artwork and I love the steampunk vibe. But I do hate this.
Yeah, I feel the opposite of the way I do about Tucker's. Like I thought Tucker's like avatar that they made was really cool, but the background was lackluster. This one, I think the
Mm-hmm.
background is super cool. The like seat thing that he's on is super cool, but I can't get over his face.
Yeah.
It totally
Yeah.
like kills the campiness of it and makes it a lot more like
I'm gonna
sexual.
say a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think a 4 or 5 out of 10 is pretty legit. Yeah,
Okay, we're moving on to one of my favorites.
this is my favorite one. This is the one that I
Um,
think they've absolutely nailed.
in all things. Yeah, we have a play on names, which is not my favorite, but when you have a name as unique as Quinn, we
Yeah,
had Quinn Sanity. He's the ultimate mad hair day, and his hair is attacking the orderlies. He's in a straight jacket. They have absolutely nailed his face here, his
yes, his
essence, as
entire
you called
essence.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, everything about this, it just screams Quinn. I just know how much he's gonna love this.
Oh, he's gonna love
Um,
it. He got a great one.
he got a great one, and everyone's gonna know the hair. Like his hair is very
Yep.
iconic.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
It captures his like spastic energy. Like
yes,
the face is dead on. Like when I think of BB comics, I like them to like represent like who they are, you know? Even
yes,
if it's punny or cheesy, like whatever the case, as long as it kind of shows their personality. And this one shows his personality.
yeah.
For
I love
sure.
this one. I'm gonna give this one a 9.
Agreed. Yeah.
Um, because I
It's
know what my
definitely
10
my
is.
favorite. I don't
This
know
is
what my
not my
10 is.
favorite.
Oh, this one is my favorite. I'm trying to think of
Okay.
which ones we have left. Let me we'll find out.
Up next is my absolute favorite out of all of them. You were talking cunty before, like
This is
when
very
I
comfy.
said this is Crow Slay. This is T Core. She got Crow Slay. Cross her, and you're in deep knit. And she looks like a fucking badass. I love the fit.
It's very
I love
sexy.
the. It's so sexy, but it's like the crocheted sickles behind her, and she's got the bad guys all wrapped up. Like this is a catchphrase that she said. It's true to who she is, like her personality. Um, the facial expression is absolutely dead on. Um, it's no notes. This is
It's a great
what
one.
probably one of my absolute favorite comics of all time.
I agree. I mean, I loved the Crow Slay. I knew they were gonna do like a crochet knitting. Does she crochet or knit? Because people were talking about that on Twitter and I didn't catch that,
She
but people are like,
crochets.
there's a difference between knitting and crocheting.
She might do both, but she's known for crochet.
Yeah.
And she's the one that said, "Time to crow slay."
Fuck yeah. So I think just like I said with Quinn, I think it captures her essence. The only thing that made it not my favorite was the background. Like I love her wrapping the guy around, but I don't love the oven mitt. It bothers me.
It's because he looks like P Diddy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, now that you say that, maybe that is what made me feel weird.
I feel like it would make the
Um,
whole world uncomfortable right now. But
yeah.
then at the end of the day, she's got him wrapped up. She's got
I
him
mean,
all
that's
locked up, and
good.
yeah, look at her. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. Can
I
you imagine that?
know. I know. Yeah, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10.
Tens across the board.
I do like it a
I
lot.
love everything. Like, oh my god, this she needs to make this, and then like she needs to crochet this outfit. It just has to
That would be
happen.
so good. Yeah. They did. I think BB Comics is actually really good for the most part.
One more time.
Oh, I said, I do really like the BB comics this year. I think they like
Oh,
really did like what they did right, they did really right, and then what they did wrong, they did so wrong that it's funny. So I'm here for
I
it.
just feel like whoever's doing it has like a second job on OF and they're having a hard time separating the two.
Yeah, they are very sexual. That is true.
Then we
I
get on to
love
my
this one.
husband's favorite. Love it. Leah, the chubby chaser. She's the heavy hitter. Um, it's cute. I feel like they did an okay job on her face. She looks cute.
Yeah, of all of them, I feel like the face on this one is the least like the house guest. It's you can still tell it's Leah,
Well,
but
besides Lisa.
oh well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah, but she looks
Um,
cute. She looks cute. It just doesn't look like
yeah,
Leah as much.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I mean, playing into the chubby chaser of it all, like, yeah, what else are they going to do if you're looking at, things that you could make slogans of? I don't know.
I mean, I was hoping they were gonna go the chubby chaser route because I'm fat and I would really like to hang this on my wall, because I think that'd be funny. But yeah, I don't know. I give it like an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 maybe. Like I think the
Yeah,
illustrations are really good. I think it's cute, but you're right. It doesn't really look as much like her as I would want.
no, yeah, that's for that reason. I'd give it a 7. It's cute. I like
Yeah,
the slogan. I like the name, but
yeah,
it's all right.
yeah.
Obsessed.
I love this one. This
I love
I
it.
totally forgot about this when I said that Quinn's was my favorite. I think these might be tied favorite, honestly.
um, Up next, we have Angela, and she is the atomic mom. She's ready to go nuclear. She's actually a giant Angela in a cityscape holding Matt,
The holding Matt is like what kills me
King
about this
Kong
film.
style.
Yes. Um, I love the way they went with this. I'm glad that they didn't do anything weird. Sometimes they can get kind of fat shamey, so I was kind of worried about
Hmm.
that. But I love it. I love that they went with the atomic mom. She's gonna go nuclear. Her face captures her completely, and Matt isn't
Perfectly.
that scared. Like it's so good. I'm also really excited for a post-season where we can see Matt and Angela interact again because I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like she's gonna go out of the house and they're gonna make TikToks together, and I'm calling it now. Um, I just think this is really cute.
I, yeah, I could see that, but also his daughters. I mean, her daughters are kind of like probably like he's thirsty as shit for attention. So it's
Oh, I know.
giving
I've seen the TikToks.
his stuff is giving not as toxic, not as hateful, not as mean, but he is giving like the look at me vibes that Durston gave.
Oh yeah,
See?
I could yeah 100% see that. I also kind of see Joseph like he hasn't been very active post Big Brother, but I just have a feeling he's gonna like kind of be like that too.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious if they bring back. They are. I'm sure they'll bring back pre-jurors to the finale.
Mhm.
I wonder if they'll even let Matt speak. I would be surprised if they
No.
even give him a talking spot.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, well, Daniel didn't. So
Yeah, but Daniel, I mean, he ran his mouth about like production and stuff, so like I kind of felt like that was
yeah.
more of why. But I don't know. Either way, this entire feud is so iconic, and now it's like forever stamped into the Big Brother comic universe, and I love it.
Yes, I
Love
do
it.
love that. Yeah, I want to see reactions to these, but
But I'm also
we
very
never
team
get those.
Angela when it comes to Matt and Angela, so like no one come at me because I think she was
Yeah,
right.
she was.
100% valid.
She was. Oh, all right. So up next we have a play on names, but Chemo looks fucking fine. It's Chemo's. He is Volchemo. All's fair, lava and war. That's a dumb tagline.
I don't get this one. Like I know he's from Hawaii, but like
It's a
this
play on
doesn't
names
feel
in the
like
Hawaii thing.
chemo at all to me. Like he looks hot and like that it's
He does look
badass,
hot.
but it doesn't capture Chemo to me. That doesn't even really look like Chemo.
It should have been something to do with singing. It should have been
Right.
singing.
Yeah, I feel like this one kind of let me down the most. I was like, this doesn't capture his personality. I don't think his like face looks that much like him.
No, he looks kind of like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah, like Maui
It
the
looks like
demigod. Like
it looks like if Chemo put a Dwayne the Rock Johnson Snapchat filter on his face.
yeah, yes,
Like
that's
those weird Taylor
exactly.
Swift, but yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, I just don't
It's
feel
weird.
like they invested much time into his at all. Like the
No,
artwork is badass and cool, but
artwork's great.
It's not him.
It should have been something to do with the singing.
Yeah, or any like he's a much softer person than like in a good way, like
Yeah.
gentle and like a soft soul, artistic soul, and this is giving more like tough guy, like scary, like look what I can do kind of vibes. It's like that's not Chemo.
I feel like, and just thinking on the spot here, you could have done something with the name Chemo and karaoke.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna give this like a 4.
Yeah, same 4 out of 10 maybe.
Meh.
Yeah.
Next up, production taking shots. This is Cam's. He is the chameleon, as in chameleon, chameleon. No one will see him coming, and he is starting to blend into the wall. I feel like this is a shot at his game,
Yes. And in my
which you're not supposed to
opinion,
do with BB Comics.
correct. And as we know, when BB Comics was over, Chelsea and MJ were suddenly like very, very paranoid about Cam. And
Mhm.
a lot of what they were talking about in the live feeds had to do with how long it took him for BB Comics. But after seeing what BB Comics, like what they are, I'm like, they saw this and now they're like paranoid about him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So no, this was a miss on production. This
Yes.
wasn't something they should have done. Um, as far as artwork goes, I feel like they nailed his face. It's
Yeah.
perfect. But I feel like if I was Cam, I'd be really pissed about this one.
I agree. And like I guess you can pass it off by saying it's just like a pun on his name. I mean, Chemo's is not very accurate to him, but this considering the kind of game he's playing, which is very much like this, I think this was a bit of an oversight for sure with
Yeah.
production. I think they should have done something different.
All right. Well, moving on. Love this. This is the Roller Rebel for Ravina. I don't know how much of the outside casual world knows about her roller skating stuff. So, unless they remember her intro package, but it won't let crime skate by. I think it's really cute. They did not make this look anything like her.
I was gonna say, like when I first saw these, I was like, this doesn't look like Rubina. Like it took me a second to figure out who this was trying to be.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't look anything like her. I like the idea of the roller rebel.
Same.
I like that it's roller skating. It's very cute. I feel
Yeah.
like we should have done something about her size, her tiny, the
Yeah.
jumping
Yes,
kind
I
of
agree.
stuff. But other than that, like, no, they did not get her face here at
No.
all. And so for that, I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah. I mean, same. I would honestly think I would give it like a 3. Because again, I don't really feel like it captures her personality really well, which sucks because I think she has like one of the best personalities in the house. Like I really love
Yes,
Rubina. And I think she's so cute. And I don't think that this is like really capturing that at all.
it did not. Nope. Next up, I again a complete let's just throw it all into the name and play on her name. And this is Mackenzie's, and she is Mech Kenzie. She's a robot. She'll control, alt, delete you. I feel like her face is it's fine.
I mean, I guess her face kind of looks more like that chick from Modern Family, the one who's married.
Holy fuck, yes, you're right.
What is her name? Uh, oh my god, How is this escaping me? Please hold. But you know who I'm talking about.
I do know. So, yeah. It looks like you said Sofia Vergara. I can't say her name
for
ever.
Modern Family.
I see that. I see that.
I mean, I think
It's
this is
fine.
cute. I mean, it's giving very demure, very cutesy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else they really could have done. I can see the vision. I can see where they were going. And I think it's just kind of whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't be mad about it. I mean, I think it's like kind of cool, but again, like I don't really see what this has anything to do with Mackenzie.
Yeah, it's just on her name, and I hate it when they do
Yeah.
that. So for those reasons, I'm going to give it a 2.
I'm gonna give it a 4, just because the robot body. I don't know. It's kind of doing something for me. Like I kind of
Okay.
kind of cute.
All
You know.
right. Respect it. Lastly, the winner of BB. I mean, I'm sorry. But we have Chelsea up, and she's the microchip from week 1. She rocked out that little microchip costume, but she's microchip. She's on the ultimate power trip. I think the artistry here is okay. It's pretty good. I don't know what else they would have done for her. I have no better ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like this one. I thought that she and Cedric in those microchip outfits were so funny.
It was
And
funny.
they had
And they
such
did a good job
good,
with it.
like they did a good job with it. But
Yeah.
it also kind of catches like her fierceness and how she like is someone to like fear. I don't know. I would give this like a 7 out of 10. I wish it looked a little bit more like her. I don't feel like it like super looks like her, but I like it. I do like it. I like that all the appliances have like these like faces that like are like looking all mad and evil.
But do you see the fucking Timmy from the brave little toasters in here?
Yes. Yes. I think that's like so cute. And even the car like has like a little face on it. I don't know. I just like this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm giving it like a 5 because I couldn't think of anything better myself that I would do.
Right.
And the background is cute. I think that the way they went with it is cute. And the face isn't, I'm so sorry. The face isn't too terribly off. Like it's not as bad as others.
Yeah. I mean it's really not too bad. Um But I think the faces they did really well. They did like really well. So in
Yes,
comparison to that, it's like a little lackluster, but I don't hate it, and I'm sure she should be like happy with it. But I still think like Quinn, Angela, those ones are like so much better.
for sure. Overall, I'm gonna rate like I think absolutely T Cores is my favorite with Quinn's being
Of course,
second.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
this year when they had hits, and when they had misses, they had misses. I don't ever want to see the beginning of that slideshow ever again.
right. I think Quinn's was the best with T Core being second, then Angela. Um, But yeah, the Kenny one is gonna like
It's
be
bad.
stuck in my
I
brain
haunt
for
my
a
dreams.
while. Like it's
Yeah,
literally gonna haunt my dreams. So Kenny, if you're listening, we love you, but don't post it a lot because I
don't
hate it.
auction it off. Auction it
Yeah,
off. Sell
there you
it.
go. Get rid of it.
Well, that's all we've got. This was fun. I feel like I didn't, we didn't botch this too terribly bad.
I
No, I
don't.
think this is a great
One
episode.
could say we didn't botch it at all.
Okay. I feel like it's good. It's really scary driving without your training wheels on. But
Of course.
Abigail and Allie will be posting an episode this week as well for Survivor. We're gonna mix it up. We'll probably, like I said at the top of the episode, all come together, or we'll switch around and
Yeah.
everything. And then eventually we'll have other shows like for drama series or movie reviews, things like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
we are growing, we are building. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the Secret Society of Super Fans.
Me too.
It's great. And I'm very much looking forward to it. We will be posting this episode on the Wicked Unscripted page, but in the show notes, I want to share with you the future YouTube location of future episodes. There is if you go to YouTube, look up Secret Society Superfans, you will see us there. There's only one video there. It's the interview with Rob Sesternino, but that is where these
Very cool,
videos
though.
will live moving forward. I cannot answer many questions about it, but if you want to ask, I will let you know what I can. So that being said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you want us to bring up on the pod, please email us at actually email me at sarahtalksbigbrother@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me, Sammy, Abigail, or Allie. I'll put all of our handles at the bottom of the screen here, but we have Ghostbusters Sammy, Sarah Talks Reality, it's Abigail Adams, and Reality Allie, and we would love to hear from you. That being said, I had so much fun, Sammy. Thank you so much.
I had a great time. Thank you for always inviting me into your spaces.
Of course. And please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss a pod. You never miss an episode and you never miss a post. So with that, we will talk to you later. Have a great evening.